Welcome to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is your spiritual principle of a day episode, featuring a recovering addict.
Hi, my name is Andrew. My clean date is February 23rd, 2019. You're listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast. This is the spiritual principle of the day for November 30th. Listening with an open mind and heart. We learn to actively cultivate our listening skills, using our ears more than our mouths in conversation. It works, tradition 2, applying spiritual principles. Being open-minded is a key spiritual principle of tradition 2, in which we invite a higher power to develop and guide our group's conscience in decision-making. One helpful step toward getting our minds open enough to participate in this process is to open our ears to each other. And as the cliché goes, we're not just hearing words, blah, 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 waiting for my turn to speak, but listening to them. For that to happen in earnest, we need to take a break from talking or thinking about what we're going to say when it's finally our turn. A mistake we often make in relationships, and this easily applies to service in NA, is believing that being heard and getting our point across is the most important contribution we can make. There are times when we confuse listening with telling someone how much we understand and immediately sharing our own story of identification. And other times, our evidence for listening is a hefty list of solutions to the challenges a member has just shared with us. Sometimes an addict just wants to be heard. Our sage advice can wait until it's asked for. When we actively listen in conversation or in a group discussion, we're able to make more meaning of the topic, have more empathy, be more inclusive and curious. We tap into the conscience part of tradition 2 when we listen to and absorb the voices of our fellow members. Our perspective broadens, context deepens. At our most open, we can see things as others see them, maybe even clarifying our own viewpoints in the process. We can be influenced. An addict shared, "I feel much more at peace when I am listening and not trying so hard to be heard." And isn't serenity what all this is about anyway? Spiritual principle. Today will be a day when I'm going to open my mind and my heart by opening my ears and not my mouth. Be quiet, brain. I'm listening.
The Voices of Recovery podcast is an independent production of the Works of Wisdom. We welcome your questions and donations via PayPal at voicesofrecoverypod@gmail.com. This podcast is an independent production and is not affiliated with, associated with, authorized by, endorsed by, or in any way officially connected with Narcotics Anonymous or any of its subsidiaries or affiliates. While NA literature may be read during episodes for the purpose of supporting recovery, such use does not constitute an official endorsement or representation by Narcotics Anonymous. In accordance with NA tradition, the NA name is not to be used to endorse or be affiliated with any outside enterprise, and no such endorsement or affiliation is implied. Music is by Sage. Thanks for listening to the Voices of Recovery podcast.